Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Morey Croson from the Performance Lab of California, and we have another new breakdown for you today on Deandre Hopkins. Deandre Hopkins is one of the best receivers in the NFL. Overall, really big guy. I mean, has excellent hands, a great route running, just great overall receiver. And so what we wanted to do today is just go through some route running, and really the key thing, or what we want to go is three key tips to take away from for route running, and really pertaining to what Deandre Hopkins does, but I think there's a lot of guys that do some of these similar things, and so you can take it away and be able to implement it as a receiver. You know, we're not only about, just the speed or just the throw or just the agility. Really, we're about being able to teach good quality movement, and what does good quality movement look like. And I think Deandre Hopkins is an excellent example of what it should look like. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and go into the breakdown. So the big thing I would say here, so this is just a regular slant, right? So you can see him just taking off. Here he has a really low overall position. And what stands out to me is that you could tell as he's coming forward, he's putting a big emphasis on driving his hips forward. Hip extension is what it's called. So he's really trying to get his hips through. See how he goes and he like lifts up and lifts through those hips? Okay, so he's on his second step. It's a 3-step slant. And you can see how his hips are continuing to come through. And as he does that, he gets more and more height in his run or in his sprint or in his route. Okay, so he's getting more and more height. And then he sinks down and he allows himself to really land on the inside part of the foot. That's one big thing. But he sinks down that spine a little bit, but not very much. Really what he does is he allows his spine to take on a lot of the ability to decelerate. Okay, so he goes and he hits it, boom, and then his spine comes down a lot. He has a slight knee bend too, so he goes out. He has that foot. He touches on the outside part of the foot. Legs pretty straight during the initial contact. Then the weight transfers to the outside part of the foot. As that happens, the spine goes down, and then the knee bends to be able to fully decelerate well here, and then also get himself set up for a good solid acceleration as he pushes off. Okay, so notice this is key one, which is to be able to lower the spine into the break. Okay, so as he's going, he's lowering the spine into the break. Okay, you can also see this stuff without he's bending his knees and landing on the inside part of the foot. But those are important as well. But really being able to connect with being able to lower the spine as he gets to the break is something that is critical in terms of route running that he does. That's very, very unique and something that you can utilize in order to improve your overall routes. All right, this one's going to be an out route. It's a 5-step out route. Okay, so 1, 2, notice those hips are getting through. He's raising up that spine. 3, he's really trying to be look at how even his feet are. Look at how his toes are facing straight ahead. Boom, boom, keeping those feet face straight ahead. His elbows are a little bit off to the side as he's going, but those feet are straight ahead. Now notice on this step, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how on that step, so it's going to end up being a 6-step out, but 10-yard out in 6 steps. So notice how he's going, and every single one of these steps are very, very straight, very, very in line. But then right before he actually gets his cut, notice how he crosses over that foot, right? So he has this step, that 4th step. 5th step is a crossover step. He's still, keeping his spine up. He raises up the spine a little bit to allow the crossover step. But what that does is now it makes it so he can get his hips to start moving this way a little bit more early. So now when he goes and he hits it, he can really hit it hard there. Do the same type of thing. Land on the inside part of the foot. Keep the leg straight. As he hits, boom, he bends the knee hard and he accelerates down through the spine. But look at how nice this looks when you actually watch it in full speed. So it looks very, very fast and very, very fluid. I'm going to go and do it one more time. Right, and what he just did there is he made it so he took that crossover step And then after that crossover step, he's able to boom, sit down hard, and then get into some of those same things that we took off and down. And make sure when you guys touch down here, boom, you're able to push off with a lot of force, and that will help you really get around. Excellent route from that perspective, or from. I mean, such a big guy. You know, he's able to run so fluidly. It's really amazing. So, last part of it. Okay, last part of your key. So that was key number 2. Okay, is when you want to be able to go full speed and get more of those hard turns, those stiff turns, that 10-yard out where it's like a hard break. Be able to get that crossover step in, which will help you in really maximizing that ability to make a hard break. Okay, and get those hips moving to the side a little bit, and be able to land on the inside part of the foot, lay pretty straight, and then drop that spine, bend the knee. Those are also big things. Okay, so what we did here is we're looking at where his overall time on the ground is, right? So let's go on this step here. So he hits the ground at about 70, 73, 70, or 70. And he's off the ground at about probably 8.3, 8.4. Let's go 8.4. So that step's 0.14. Okay? And boom, he hits the ground here at 73.90. And he's off the ground probably by 74.06. Okay, so 0.16. So he only added 0.02 seconds on the time during a cut. Right, so he cut right there, boom. Okay, and then he's coming across here. He's running full speed, full speed, full speed. Boom, same thing. Notice how he's hitting it, and that leg straight again. Boom, bends the knee, and then brings the spine with him. Okay, he hits the ground there at, let's say 11, 75, 11. That was a lot of numbers. This was going to be the calculation for all of it. 75, 11. He's off the ground by probably about 33, right? So that's about 0.22. Okay, so but what the point of that is, so 0.22, maybe somewhere between 0.20 and 0.22 is what he's spending on that hard deceleration, by the way. That's him cutting off of one leg, really selling the post and being able to stop there and go in a completely different direction from full speed, and only took him 0.2 seconds. Usually his steps are about 0.12 to 0.13 seconds, at least during his routes. I don't know what it is top end speed, but what that's telling us is that it's only about a 0.08 difference when he's going from one direction to the other. So really being able to put a focus on your ability to, when you're cutting, still be quick with that planting leg. I think a lot of times, at least what I see with receivers when it comes to that acceleration, deceleration, I mean, particular, the deceleration, there's a lot of time spent on the ground, right? So when you're going to hit that out route, they're trying to hit that move to the corner, you go and you almost overextend yourself, you overextend your foot out in front of you, and it makes it so that foot just spends too much time on the ground in comparison to your other steps, right? It all wants to be very rhythmic. It all wants to be very timing oriented. So if you're going and you're running, a lot of us run at about 0.11, I would say, then you don't want to end up having a 0.30 break time, right? Then you added 0.29 seconds before you got off the break, or sorry, 0.40. Right? No, sorry, 0.30 is right. Yeah. So, but you still added 0.19 seconds. So that's double, well, more than double what he would do in between a throw. So you go from 0.11 to 0.30 rather than going from 0.1213 to about 0.22 or 0.20, right? Either one, then that's 0.08 to 0.1, right? Either one of those is better than that. That's a lot more time. And I see that, right? I see that with athletes, is that you guys end up spending just way too much time on the ground during your deceleration phase, which is negatively impacting your ability to get through routes and really be the best receiver you could be. All right, so I hope you guys like that. I hope you guys got a lot of information from that. I know Deandre Hopkins has a lot to offer here. I would say that you guys, could just use this in better understanding the route running. That last part is just obviously getting that transition time faster, right? So making it so when you're cutting, that leg gets off the ground faster. So to recall those 3 steps one more time. First one is being able to, as you're going through the cut, when you hit the ground, making it so you're cutting and you're allowing your spine to decel with the cut, rather than bringing your spine down and then trying to cut afterwards. Okay, that's a lot of times what the habit is that you go and you try to bring your spine down, then you cut, rather than using the cut to then also bring down your spine. Number 2, when you're trying to make those very, very hard turns, those very, very, those hard out routes, those hard end or dig type routes, making it so you cross that leg over to make it so you can get those hips moving and be a little bit more quick around, I think is a really, really good tip. Okay, that's tip number 2. Number 3, when you're getting in and out of your breaks, and more specifically, really when you're getting out of those breaks, make sure that you're not spending too much time in your contact time. So if you're running that hard corner, or you're running that hard post, you're running that whatever hard route, okay, you don't want to end up spending, you don't want to overextend yourself and make it so that foot's spending too much time on the ground compared to the rest of your steps. Everything wants to time out very, very well. All right, this should be an excellent video for you guys. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, I'm here to answer any of those type of questions. Also, we are now giving away breakdowns as a individual service. I want to be able to show that or throw that out there for you guys. I know there's a lot of guys, we've been doing a lot of program type stuff, and I started realizing the reason that we're the best, the reason why you can get the best from utilizing our services, is because of the mechanical approach that we bring to your sport. And so if you can get into the mechanics of what you're doing wrong and really understand the mechanics, now we can make it faster, you can make it more agile, you can have better acceleration, you have better agility, you can throw the ball further, you can address any type of injuries, things like that. So I think this is going to be really, really beneficial for anybody that can use it. If you have any questions about getting a professional breakdown done for us, let us know. We'd be happy to make that happen. Thanks, and we'll talk to you guys soon.